and there would be a lot of jobs replaced. I think we need to become more creative, innovative, and conscious beings. We need to have next level of intelligence, consciousness. Then and only we can compete with AI. Otherwise, AI will take over.
The day you think that I am successful, the day you are putting yourself in the pedestal or somewhere, and you are not going to see any other growth in your life, in your journey. Otherwise, you might can explore new opportunities, new ways to achieve something, to achieve abundance.
The main thing is research. So research and then innovation will come. Because when you are deeply understanding the problems, then and only you can develop solutions deeply, and then they benefit people, and then they go viral. 95% startups fail because of this reason. Because they don't do feasibility study, which is again a problem statement. They don't understand a problem statement. If you want to be an entrepreneur or a business person or anything, you need to be a world-class researcher.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Entrepreneur Warrior Show. I'm your host Nilesh Jain, and the Entrepreneur Warrior Show is where we host interview with entrepreneurs who is doing amazing, incredible in their journey in their business, and they are not a warrior in a battlefield, but they are a warrior for who is making impact in a lot of people' life, making transformation in on their own life, and that's how they are doing a lot of things. And I'm welcoming today one of the very amazing person on my podcast. So today we have a instructor. He's an international industry expert, and he have a 15 plus years of experience in AI, ML, machine learning, artificial intelligence researcher. He is, and he's a co-founder of Nobel Transformation Hub and a full stack data scientist, which is really incredible because for the first time we are doing podcast with someone who is from a scientist who is from completely into machine learning, artificial intelligence. So this podcast is going to be incredible, and he's the author of 2 books and 200 plus certifications he have in AI and ML. So I'm super excited to host him. So without further ado, let me have Nobel Arya. So hi Nobel, it's really honor to have you on the Entrepreneur Warrior Show.
Hi, Nilesh. Yes, it's my pleasure on this show.
Thank you so much for joining. It's really amazing to have someone who is a scientist, who is doing a lot of work, making hell lot of impact in making so much impact in so many people life by doing what he loves to do. So it's really honor to host you on my podcast, and you have a lot of awards I can see behind you, and you are like a reader. So Nobel, first, for the first time you might be a lot of people is going to watch you, so quick introduction if you can give yourself, like how did you started in the journey, at what age, what inspire you to move into the field of data scientist and AI ML, how did exactly the journey begins?
Actually, it began with I wanted to do a computer course around ninth standard. So, so the economical part, like I used to study, but then I wanted to do this additional because I had fascination for technology, innovation and technology. These are two things which drive me, and but somehow I couldn't do it because there were economical challenges. So I couldn't afford the fee and stuff. So that it clicked my mind that I am passionate about this computer science and all. So then next day I started visiting. Okay, and actually I waited for a day from morning from 8 to 6 p.m. Somebody said, okay, he will help me, but then he couldn't. I did not had any food, anything. And without food and stuff, I was standing at one place that this person will come and help. But then that day, because that was a realization that okay, this money is not going to stop my passion, and whatever happens, so I have to pursue this. So then I started visiting libraries, and I will get 2 3 books on computer science. So I started studying computer science theories at that point of time, and I went deep into computer architect, and that was a self study I started doing while I study. Cleared my 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and it continued. And after that, I joined GE, world's best company, Fortune 500 company, and there I pursued this. So I used to do the courses, I did my lot of certifications into this, and I started studying future technologies, where in 2009 I started studying AI ML, because my role was a data analyst. So I started studying while nobody was talking about it in 2009. Nobody will talk about AI, ML, data science, and all. And then uh, I worked there, and then I joined Wipro Technologies, wherein I was in Future Council, which will be a team of the top minds who will think tank. So there, I'll get access to a lot of trainings and a lot of certifications. So I've started this, and I did a lot of courses, started studying books, all the editions of AI, ML, and did a lot of courses, did a lot of trainings, certifications. Yes. And it is
Amazing.
continuing now also. I am doing research on AI consciousness and autonomous vehicles. And so I am planning for Turing Award, which is the highest award in AIML and in computer science. So that is my pursuit. 2027, I will be applying for that.
Wow. And how someone can apply? What is that award? If you can share more about that. If
Yeah, you
all the
have to do a chemistry, like chemistry, science, computer science. So if you do a breakthrough research, which helps millions of people global, so you can create a model, you can create breakthrough research or a discovery. So then you have to like prepare, like you do PhD thesis, you prepare a paper, and once you write the paper after research, and it starts with a problem statement. So problem statement is like your half of the PhD is done if you know how to design a problem statement. So once you design the problem statement, the what is the exactly problem and you're going to solve, and then you start collecting data, start reading different research papers, different articles, and collecting data, and then you need to build a model, a solution for that. So then you can write a paper based on that. And once you
interesting.
submit, yeah, you have to submit it to the council, uh, and then you can publish in different international journals, and then you get nominated, and if it is world class, then they will nominate you for the award.
That's quite amazing and interesting to know that there's a specific award which can be earned, because otherwise nowadays everybody is like, okay, pay this much and get this award.
No, this is actually, so that is one. I have aspiration for Bharat Ratna also.
Hmm.
I've already trained 1 lakh students across
Wow.
170 countries,
Hmm.
40 different languages, and my like out of 5, it's 4.5 a global rating, 1500 out of 1500. And I follow different pedagogies, different teaching methods. So hybrid, traditional plus futuristic. So I'm trained on 20 plus methodologies. So as per the student, so I pick up the methodology and teach them. So it's not that I'll use the same screwdriver for each screw to like I have to see what kind of screwdriver I have to use. So similarly, our pedagogy and way of teaching, it is determined based on the students you are teaching. So that
So,
is one. Second is Nobel Prize, but that is once I make a
mm,
world class breakthrough after that. And if we get the Turing Award, it's again the if you see monetary value, you don't have to pay, you get 1 million US dollars. And you can like companies can hire you for just 30 40 crore rupees a month salary if you get
wow,
it you report. So that's a
crazy.
very but it is like you need to do world class research and which makes
Mm,
real breakthrough.
interesting, interesting. So you mentioned that the 20 different ways you are
More
helping
than
people,
that, more
more
than
than that. But if you can share some one or two, even three quick
so
or good
yeah
that
so
other people can also use or other people can also learn in their own
One
way.
is one is your teaching methodology should be like a bumblebee. It should not be painful. Like a bee, when it is going from flower to flower, it is going for the sap from the flower, but the byproduct is the pollination happening on the flowers. So, because flowers are asexual, they are not having, they need the seeds, they need then it is completed. But then nature has designed actually everything in a correlated way, connected way, that bee has a need of the sap, but bee doesn't know that she is carrying from flowers to flower all the pollen grains. So pollens are when she goes from flower to flower, the production happens. But bee is not knowing that. Bee knows only the need. Similarly, our teaching pedagogy should be according that students should not be able to know they but you are teaching them. So you have to gamify the teaching methodology that student shouldn't be able to know the byproduct of learning, but you have to gamify. That is one. That is about system. But then second is a Flyman technique. So Flyman was a world's greatest teacher, physics teacher. So he has created a Flyman technique. So wherein uh, you teach, you have a PhD or master level concept, which is very complex. So you simplify to a level and teach a 5-year-old kid through visualization, through analogy. You have to do analogy as per the understanding of a 5-year-old kid. So when you teach with this level of understanding to a graduate or a 10th or a 8th student, he will be able to understand because you have taken the level of understanding of a 5-year-old kid. So anybody can understand because your baseline is very low. So then anybody can understand even the master's or a graduation level.
Even I also read this thing in some book. I don't know if that was the same thing or not, but it was in marketing book, some of the marketing book, that your marketing message should be very simple so it can be understood by anybody. And it's I think by .com Secret by Russell Brunson. In that book he used that example that in front of Donald Trump, I think Kamala Harris or someone was there. I don't want to go into politician side, but he used that one politician use very basic level of English, can be understood by anybody, any age group or anyone can understand very easily. And one politician use a lot of jargon, which is look like standard wise it is very much high, but in terms of understanding
Understanding.
it's very hard. So the person who use very simple basic language, basic words, got win in that during that time of election. So this is the example. I don't know if that was a Donald
Even
Trump or something.
even we won. Our freedom was based on this model only.
Yeah.
Gandhi ji, whenever he writes
Hmm.
for the public, when he used to communicate that we are doing satyagraha, we are doing this moment, that, so his the communication, the way he writes letters, or they publish in few papers because the rest of were controlled by the British government. So his communication was so simple that anybody should understand. So that is, see, simplicity, again, that concept wherein I said the analogy and the visualization. Okay, so less of words, but more of meaning and context, and lot of examples and use case. So with simplicity, when you do that, but with simplicity, you need to have depth. That is very important. Otherwise, it will become very superficial. So depth is very important. And uh, other thing is that when you teach, so when you have this level of teaching any concept very complex to a 5-year-old kid, and then he understand, that means if you teach to any graduate, 10th, anybody, he will definitely understand. So if you need to refine it, you need to practice again, refine till you think this is perfect, and then you can use that method. And it is a powerful, in his sessions he got a Nobel Prize. And in his sessions, people will bunk other classes and come to his session. They'll laugh in his class, physics class, and students are laughing like hell. And he relates with the life, all the concepts.
That's
And
very much
that
interesting.
comes, and see, it is simple for a student, but you have to deep dive into the complexity and the clutter of complexity, and then you drive simplicity. It's not easy for a teacher. Teacher has to go into the clutter, he has to go into complexity and bring simplicity.
The
There are
more
two sides.
simplicity,
There are two sides.
100%.
Simplicity is not
Yeah.
simple.
Mm.
You have to dive. As a teacher, you have to dive very deep into complexity and the clutter, and then you get simplicity, then you teach it. It's a very, very hard work. It's not simple for a teacher. For simple for student, but not for teacher.
The more you as a teacher, as a coach, going to learn, understand the concept and going to make it more simple, that's how your student will be going to get it very deeply and very understanding. So that's the whole point. So Nobel, like you are data scientist, you are into artificial intelligence, machine learning. So first we can talk about like artificial intelligence. It is a very big thing right now. Even after ChatGPT, it's one of the very big thing. So are people really losing their job because of AI, or are they losing job with people who know how to use AI? So what is your take on this? Like people are uh, I recently I watched some of the WhatsApp group or somewhere that a lot of people are losing their job because of AI. So what is your take on this one thing?
Yeah, definitely. People are losing jobs, but there will be new. As per the data by different research companies, McKinsey, NASCOM, and different. So we have data scientists and AI engineers, AI researchers. 49% are not deploying the models properly. Again, they don't understand the simplicity of the mathematics and the depth of concept. That is main, because they are data scientists, they are AI researchers in the industry, but they are not like efficiently deploying models. 49% existing data scientists and researchers I'm talking. Okay, then 2030 we'll have 97 million new data scientists and AI researchers and different engineers in AIML data science, but will not have sufficient effective efficient. One is a data scientist, the other one is efficient and a person who deploys end to end, who understands all the aspects of data science, AI, ML, and deep learning, and then deploys model with efficiency. So that there is a demand, but there would be a lot of automation happening, and so there are two sides. We need reskilling, we need efficient education system, and wherein one has to go to the depths of the concept and understand the limitation of the model or the algorithm, and then build models, deploy them properly. First is understanding the problem statement. So I teach problem statement for 1 month, and I so I do very deep research for that, because if you do that, then and only you will be able to understand what kind of data you need. So once your problem statement is you designed well, then you collect data which is right, and then based on that you will choose the right model and build the right model and then solve the problem and then deploy that, and then it will work. So it begins with the problem statement, and there are challenges, and there would be a lot of jobs replaced, and we need to really define our vision, values, purpose, why we are here, and I think we need to become more creative, innovative, and conscious beings, and think of next level of we need to have next level of intelligence, consciousness. Then and only we can compete with AI. Otherwise AI will take over. Next, we are in weak AI. So imagine when we are in general AI, like which is AGI we call it, wherein AI will do all general tasks. Then imagine AI when we are in super intelligence. There are three phases of AI. One is weak. We are right now in weak AI. We are moving towards general AI. So what will happen there? In next 5 to 10 years, we'll be in general AI, and then we'll be in super intelligence. So then, if we don't have purpose, mission, vision, values, and we are not creative, consciousness, we don't have consciousness, awareness, and purpose, then AI is definitely going to take it. And we don't care for global humanity. It's not for one community, other community. We have to think as a global humanity, and help each other and have super consciousness, awareness. Then and only will succeed. Otherwise, in next 100 years, there are predictions that from we'll go to 9 billion population, and drastically we'll go to one or two. We'll remain at one or two, and I don't know if we don't have consciousness and global. We don't care genuinely for global humanity. So there are huge problems.
How does it is going to happen? Like, is there any specific thing is going to happen? How does the 9 billion to
See,
1 billion?
right now, people are just in a trap of they just want to survive. They want to go here and there. They earn money and job is there. They are engaged. But
Hmm.
when you don't have purpose and there is no job, there would be a universal basic income. You will get a sufficient living money from the government. Okay, the universal basic income is coming, but then that is not going to serve your purpose. Right now, people are just engaged into the 9 to 5 job and stuff, and okay, but then you don't have it. You just get the money, and then what you'll do? You don't know your journey. You don't know your purpose. Don't have consciousness, and intelligence. AI is million times better than your intelligence. So what you have is soft skills, you have is consciousness, you have is awareness. So, is your vision clear? What you want to do? So, if that is, so start working today on that. Otherwise, AI is million times better than, and it is going to be each day it is going to be better and better and better.
Interesting. So can you go more on deep on like where people have to improve themselves? Like you mentioned, like soft skills or a few more things. So, but if you can go more deep on like where they need to improve on themselves.
First is attention and focus. People,
Mhm.
a lot of people don't know what is attention and focus. You go to railway station, you see any parent telling to the child, attention, give focus, teacher. But nobody knows, neither teacher knows, nor the parent knows, nor anybody, nor the person you're asking. Practically nobody knows what is attention and focus. So, first of all, to learn that, and then to practice any kind of meditation which raises your awareness and consciousness with right values. Right values can be no lies, no intoxication, no harming any being, and doing righteous work. Okay. Once you have those values, and then you have focus and attention, and then you will have a universal wisdom. AI will not take that wisdom from you. It can copy anything, but your universal natural wisdom, natural intelligence, it won't take that. So with that, you can do miracles. You can always have vision of future purpose. You can do whatever you want to do. You have clarity in your thought, clarity in your vision, and then you can do anything you want to do. So, but if you don't have soft skills, real genuine empathy, empathy for a global family, you don't have awareness, consciousness, and you don't practice meditation, yoga, or any practice you follow, but it should improve your lifestyle each day. It should not be that I am doing it from 10 years, nothing is happening. It should be result based, and that will come when you work on right values.
That's very much interesting, and I think we are the same and learning under same mentor like Siddharth Rajshekar. So he talk a lot about values. So, but I still wants to know your perspective as a data scientist, as a artificial and machine learning expert. What is the value that you focus, that you follow, and that you also suggest to the listeners, viewers, that can they can also develop over the period of time? It cannot be like you just decided that that is a value I wanted to develop. It's definitely develop over the period of time. So if you, what kind of values you
So,
suggest?
when I started doing meditation in 2016, so my few values were very strong, but few were not that strong. So I started whatever I'll go and do meditation. I reflect on it and I see whether I am improving or not, and then I decide that I'll work on one value. I'll improve it. So I had out of three, five values, basic values, I had two, three, like no lies, no intoxication, no harming any being, no doing business which harms others and all. So around five values are there. So I started working on that, and then I started working on my concentration and focus, and then I started getting results when I started working on values. So values, you can have personal values, but then you can convert them into your business or whatever work you're doing. You can have different names, but I think those values should be same. Like integrity is when you don't lie, you integrity. When you don't harm, that it is not, there is no better value than that, because your business is pure, whatever you are doing. So the main thing is the integrity, that ethics we need to have. So code of honor. So it can be like you can have those values, because if you don't have values, even if you earn billions of dollars, you will lose them. So those were the values which I worked on, like no lies, no intoxication, no harming any being, not doing business of such, or not doing any misconduct, or ultimately not harming any being. So, when you start working on such values, which are very universal values, and I think you become a noble person. And and then you start doing concentration of mind, focus and attention. So you serve humanity, because you actually get to know that serving humanity is the only purpose of a human being. Money is a byproduct that will come. You don't focus on money, you focus on serving and giving a lot of value. And with this approach, that is why I've learned more than 20 methodologies of education, which is top 1% of global education. And I want to teach that at a very, very minimum value, but with world class highest standards, with world's highest quality. And when you have that, it is because of my values that if I am taking somebody's 100 rupees, so I have to give 1,000, 10,000 rupees worth of value. So it comes from there. Money is a byproduct. First, we need to serve them, people, and lot of times I give free. Even I don't discuss how much I'm to going to get and stuff. So a lot of times, and then people say, okay, we'll give you this much, and that is a different level I have.
But that is something we
But
definitely.
that is with my universities and all, because
Hmm,
I know they will,
hmm,
when I am teaching there, so
hmm, hmm.
they will decide based on that.
Super. That's beautiful. That's uh, definitely need to discuss instead of just focusing on data, AI, machine learning. All of these things are at the end machines. But we as a human, if we develop the real values, if we develop the real code of honor for ourselves, for the humanity that you mentioned, is that's where we can make bigger impact. It's not like there's a lot of time people use that I'm on the mission, but actually that mission should be come from the inner
Yeah, that
ways.
mission has actually come from GPT, so they need to, or Google. That
Yeah,
mission should come from your
on core values.
core, and that is why
Yeah.
when I teach with attention and focus.
Hmm.
I ask to build vision, mission, and values. So I
Hmm.
take good amount of time, and you can use AI and all for that,
100%.
but it should come from your core. It should be
100%.
personalized, your own thing. And then I'll say the parameter of that is that even sometimes 3 a.m. I'll not sleep until unless I upload my video on
Hmm.
YouTube. I add some value, and
Hmm.
every day, and it's a continuous. The day my mentor has said that you have to do this every day. So even not that, I automate the future, and with
Hmm.
that, I have like on the content, I have around 0.6 million followers based like last 3 years, because I followed that one thing, that consistent effort you have to make. So to my teacher or mentor, I am dedicated like anything. I am, and whatever they teach me. And if you don't follow the mentor, then you won't get results.
So true. That's very much true. You have to follow one mentor, one path, one space, and that's how you are going to see the transformation. If you really wanted to achieve something big in your journey, that's very, very much important. Super. So, like, as per the situation, what's the your boldest prediction for how AI will transform industries most people haven't even considered yet? We discuss about that. if we don't develop this soft skill, and also from 9 billion to it's going to be 1 or 2 billion only, what else prediction or boldest prediction you as a being in the industry of AI ML, what is your boldest prediction that we can see where this thing
See,
is going on?
I'll say two things because everything has two sides. Okay, even a
Hmm. Hmm.
coin, if you see our when we do toss, so it has two
Yes, two side, yeah.
sides. So it's probabilistic. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'll say with 95% confidence we say 0.5, 0.05 p-value we whenever we predict hypothesis whether it is null or alternative. When we make prediction, I'll say not 95 but 100%. I'm not being overconfident, but this is my real prediction. So, if we don't know ourselves and we don't care and we don't have awareness and consciousness and we don't care for global humanity, uh, not even a single human being will exist. We will be human beings, but we will be like human beings as robots who are in Matrix. If you guys have seen Matrix movie, so we are already in Matrix. We don't do critical thinking. And whatever is given, whosoever is in power, you follow those procedures, but you don't follow your mind. You don't follow your intuition, consciousness, awareness, because there are a lot of layers of dirt uh, in us. So we have to clean that billions of years of dust and dirt, okay, with yoga, meditation, and knowing thyself, who thyself. Each one of so whosoever wants to survive in future or now, they need to know themselves very very clearly, and if they are not doing one or two is not, I think humanity won't be there. So that is my prediction, that whosoever does will survive, and otherwise it's very difficult. But AI is definitely going to, so the other side is, if we use it consciously, it's like you have gas stove at your house. You can use it to cook a great meal and serve somebody, or you can just burn somebody. So it is going to, as I said, two sides. So AI is definitely going to help in education, innovation, creativity, new kind of ideas, new, like it will make things simple, automation. But then people right now, they are not people who don't want to learn it, and it is like oxygen. So if you don't learn it now, it is definitely going to like take your job. If you need to be aware about it. It's like a tool. So if you in 90s people said, oh, computers came, now they are going to take over, will not have jobs. But person who learned it properly, maybe and build a company, he was a build a corporation. But the person who learned it properly, worked for a company, still had a good life because he was an engineer. The person who did not learn it, maybe he is not with us or is doing something else. But now it is not that age. It is AI is everywhere, and when quantum computers will come, AI will be trillion times faster, and like each day innovations will happen in next let's say 10, 20 years, once we have enough quantum computers. And when AI and quantum computers will be combined, so it is like trillion times faster, because our normal computers work on binary 0 and 1, but quantum computers are simultaneous, like atoms in a superposition. So it's like life simultaneous, right? Time here in India, time in Japan, time in each points. Each human being, like 7 billion, will be at a 7 billion points differentiation of time, and billions of atoms raising and going, so time series happening, right? So, but quantum computer, normal computers cannot measure and do the simulation, but quantum computers can do that. And when AI is connected with that, so imagine the kind of synthesis will happen, and the kind of innovations will happen, and then human beings will be only useful when they are super aware, super intelligent. Then AI. Because how you become? Because when you know yourself, who you are, and what is the purpose of your life, what are your values, and those things, and soft skills, creativity, and then we can work on environment. We can be environmental scientists, energy conservation scientists, researchers. We can know ourselves. That we can do. This is the other side. But then for that we need to be willing. If we are not, then our existence, people who will not, who won't be willing, then existence will end. Because what we think is reality is actually not reality. Right now people who are thinking their actual factories and businesses reality, and this, it has subtlety. It is like solid, like this mic. I feel like it is solid, but after 2 years, this there would be an advanced mic. Then this mic is, and after some time it will not work. So there's a durability. So because if I don't change to the next mic, and I keep thinking that this is the mic which will be lifelong. That is what the kind of businesses, the kind of jobs they are doing. They think this is permanent. So nothing is permanent. You have to have agility. Agility is the main thing now. It was option earlier, but now you need to be agile. You need to be keep learning and lifelong learning, and first of all having vidya. Within our gurukuls also, we'll have vidya first and then shiksha. Shiksha can change, skills can change, but at least you know yourself, who you are. So this is how it worked. But in now in our education system, nobody talks about vidya. Only people talk about shiksha, and that shiksha at a very superficial level.
That is very, very true. And the more you learn, the more you get better at your own craft. It's always improving your own self. You give a very good example of this mic. If I'm just going to think that this is the world's best mic, I invested this much money and this is most expensive mic I purchased, now I don't want to improve. This
Hmm.
is one of the biggest mistake I am going to do. Same with my own product, same with my own program, whatever I, even if with my own learning itself, as you mentioned itself, because it's always completely all the time it's
Impermanence.
improvement, impermanence.
Everything is impermanent. And
Yeah.
when you do meditation,
Hmm.
you go to the depths of, like, when I teach like from where thought comes. So then people don't know, students don't know. They're thinking, oh, I am a human being, but they don't know thought from where it comes. And then I ask, okay, it comes from feeling. You have senses, five senses. You, you're feeling. From where feeling comes? Then I ask, then they don't know. Then I say it comes from the sensations when you have interaction with matter. Like matter can be you, matter can be anything. Entering to a Taj hotel or a Leela or any ambience, matter. You interaction with the matter, and once you interact with the matter, you get sensations. So then your nature. Then from where that comes? That is again, if your nature is not pure, then you start getting negative. If your nature is pure, you start getting positive vibes, and with that you start getting feelings, you start getting thinking. This is how. But at a quantum level, when matter interacts, like you are also matter, we are cells and atoms and molecules in our body, right? So we
100%.
interact with the matter at a quantum level, at the basic level. there is rising and passing, rising and passing, rising and passing. That nature, when you don't understand, you will not develop a wisdom that everything is changing, that I have to keep improving each time. But what we think is, oh, I got this degree, I got this skill, I got this thing, and this is permanent, everything is, so let me sleep. So then there is a time that you lose the job, you lose the factory, you lose the business, and because you never kept always striving, experimenting, improving, innovating, and being with the time.
This is incredible information. What you have mentioned is always go and do with the time and just go and follow what is working and
But one has
complete
to do at an experiential level.
experiential level. Yeah.
Experiential level, own experience,
Yes, it is very important.
not uh, okay. It can, we can talk about it,
Hmm.
we can talk intellectually and all, but
Yeah.
one has to go at an experiential level
Experiential level. Yeah.
and then have own wisdom.
Yeah. There's a
Or
two kind of value. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
two
please.
wisdom. One is your shiksha,
Yeah.
the other one is vidya, the own
Yeah.
wisdom. So
Own
once you have
wisdom.
your own wisdom, that is constant strival. You always strive, you always innovate, you always get up, keep doing, keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. Whether you are at 40, 50, or 60 years, or whatever years, you're always. There are blue zones in Japan and all. Even 120 years old Japanese, they don't say that we are retired. They get up, they do all the work, everything. They keep working hard, and their lifestyle is like that. So this is how you always you are striving for the excellence. This the day you think you have arrived, done. The day you think you're
You're gone.
successful, you think successful? No, success is not success. It's always moving, always keeping, and with right values and vision, mission, and always working for it.
That's very powerful point what you mentioned. And the day you think that I am successful, the day you are putting yourself in the pedestal or somewhere for, and you are not going to see any other growth in your life, in your journey. Otherwise, you might be can explore new opportunities, new ways to achieve something, to achieve abundance. That is very powerful point. So, like while I'm reading about you, and even after when we had our call previously, you mentioned like even people who have no idea about coding, without zero coding, without having a tech background, they can also become AI innovators. How does this can be work? Like how, suppose I'm someone who have no idea. I'm student of computer science, but after my post graduation, I am not involved any way in computer science, in coding and all. If I want to understand, if I want to become this AI expert, I want to become the master in AI, how I can do it? Or even the people, I'm asking from the point of a big complete
One
beginner want
is,
to become
yeah,
AI
one
expert.
is we have three levels. I teach 1 year program. Okay, we have three levels. We levels means the program is same. You have to do micro credentials. We have like so wherein first is foundation. You need to understand the concepts. You need to understand the algorithms, basic algorithms, and then you need to apply them and do some kind of analysis, and you can use generative AI for that. So coding is dead now because if I have to write like let's say Udemy is written with 1.5 million codes. Okay, that AI can do that it job that in let's say in 10 20 days you can write the same amount of code, and for them it took maybe 1 or 2 years it took for them, and with lot of resources, high end engineers. So the thing is that first of all you need to know. Suppose even if you want to use AI for your coding as a so for that also you need to understand at a deeper level that what is the problem statement, you need to design that first. Second is that your vision, mission, values should be clear, like what you're building for that project also. One is your own mission, vision, value, but then what you're building. So the intention should be very good, and you're solving actual problem. And once you do that, AI is definitely going to help you. Don't need to be a coder. For anything you can, you don't need to learn programming. You just need to learn the logic. But for that, you need an expert guidance, because there's a lot of clutter, lot of confusion, lot of problems, sometimes small problems you don't know how to do it. And when you have a teacher, guide, mentor, when you learn it properly, then you can use all these methods, and you can do it yourself, but then it will take a lot of time. That is the only thing. But you need to first understand the problem statement. You need to design it well. Then you need to define vision, depth of the problem. For that, you will understand what is the problem. Once you do that, then you can use generative AI to generate code for it, and you don't need to be an expert coder or programmer. Even if
So
you have zero knowledge, you can do that.
interesting. So if somebody who is starting, suppose from today, how much time it definitely it depends on person to person, like how fast they implement. But still, is there any timeline? Like they can take 1 year, it can
I
take
build,
6 months.
I drive insights from a model. It takes me five minutes,
Hmm.
from problem statement to driving insights, and I can build prototype based on that. If it is alternative, if it is null, then I have to do again research, because till the time my hypothesis is alternative, I have to keep iterating, and then if I suppose there are data sets available which are relevant to the problem statement, then it is okay. But if not, then I have to do my primary research. That takes much time. Rest, I think, it's very easy. It research, data collection and research will take time, maybe months, some months, one or two. But then coding and building models or building something, in just few weeks you can develop a model, or a website or an application. It's not that hard, even if you are new. The main thing is research. That is why I teach research. So I want to create India as a research country, or a global. That is my main objective. So research and then innovation will come, because when you are deeply understanding the problems, then and only you can develop solutions deeply, and then they
Hmm.
benefit people, and then they go viral.
That's very important. Because the more problem you understand, the better create solution you can create, and the better solution you are creating and giving to marketplace, you are
95%
winning.
startups fail.
Mm,
95% startups fail
mm,
because they don't do feasibility study, which is again a problem statement. They don't understand a problem statement. And then even Silicon Valley uses trillions of US dollars per year because they don't do feasibility study. That is,
oh,
they don't design problem statement very properly. And
mm,
95% startups fail because of this reason. So if you want to be a, let me say, if you want to be a entrepreneur or a business person or anything, you
mm.
need to be a world class researcher.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. First,
And
after
nobody will tell you. You check any
yeah,
podcast on
yeah,
YouTube. Nobody will tell you this. I can give you. You can write my words. Nobody will tell you this,
mm,
because people have not understood business from this perspective. Because you have to be a world class researcher. Because see, world class researcher you are. Suppose, let me take an example. Now you'll say, how my hypothesis, whatever I'm saying, so how you're proving it, because I have to verify. So I'll tell you, Tata company, you trust him? So Jamshedji Tata started first research institute in Bangalore. Why did he do that? Why did
Because
he
he
do that?
know, because he know the
Because he
power of research.
knows he wanted to set up a first textile manufacturing in India. He went many countries. He understood the thing, and then he chose Maharashtra. There is one place wherein he set up the first. He understood the climate for all seasons. He collected data. He understood, and then based on that he sets up a textile. You and me, if we have to do that, any area is good. He's understanding the climate conditions of that area also, which have an impact on the textile, sir.
Yeah,
And that
that's
is why
deep.
when you go to Mumbai Taj and if you go and see the textile fabric, the 1 meter costs 5,000 rupees. 1 meter.
Because of the research.
Because of the research.
So that's crazy. That's a mind thinking a lot of the deep.
AI, ML, data science, everything is secondary. It is byproduct of research. Even in AI, ML, data science, we do
Mm,
research. What we do?
mm,
Everything is a byproduct of research.
So,
And you get
well,
Nobel Prize, all these prizes because if you have breakthrough research, that's it.
that's true. So, uh, as mentioning about becoming world-class research, how exactly you do research? You read books, or you also travel to different places to understand the things? How? What is your process of doing
Again,
research?
there are I have studied 40 different methodologies to be a
Hmm.
world-class researcher. So one of them is, let's say we do primary research, we go first of all, your 50% PhD means research is done when you design a world-class problem statement. Even my lot of friends from IIT, they're IIT and earning 1.52 crores a package. Still, they come and learn problem statement from me. And they say, you teach us problem statement. Because people don't know to do research for research. That's another point. Research for research. So it is like if there is no mother, can you have a child? So problem statement is like mother. And then child research, what you are building is a child. But mother, they don't want to understand or they want to create and they want a child. That is the problem with research.
True, that's super interesting. So, beginning of this podcast, we are discussing. This is the something I would definitely want to go deep. Problem statement. We are using this word problem statement. But let go on deep about what is the problem statement. Problem
Yeah.
statement. What I am understanding as a marketer is like find one problem, have a writing. Okay, I
Yes,
help coaches, entrepreneurs to grow their
that
authority,
is not.
credibility
That
using
is
the
not.
power of
There
but what else your
else, no, they
point?
actually that is not the way. That is what we are
Hmm.
missing the link.
Yeah.
Whatever people say is not a problem statement. Whatever you say and you see is not a problem statement. Whatever actually problem says, problem is, that is the problem statement. I'll tell you how.
Hmm.
So we talk at a symptom level. We always, human beings, human behavior is we talk symptoms. We don't go to the root cause. So when we talk symptoms, we are saying education system is bad. But problem statement will not come from there. Problem statement will come why education system is having problem and how we need to create a system for that. It's why, not one why. It's why till you reach the source of the problem. So that
True.
is why we have an architect for problem statement, which is always problem will have a, it should be well defined, but for that we need to have context. What is context? The identity, the location, the background, the environment, ethnicity, culture. When you, okay, context of the problem. What is that? Okay. Then the objective. You can't eat food with mouse. It has a separate objective. And spoon, you can't make the function of mouse with a spoon. Spoon has a separate objective. And then limitations. What are the limitations? Mouse has a limitation. It can't become a spoon. Spoon cannot become mouse. It has limitations. And then the success metrics, data, which verifies that your problem statement is right. Lot of people will check the data they have collected, whether it is null or alternate